It'll be. So, all righty. Well, here we go. Okay, Karen, thanks for hopping on the call with me. I greatly appreciate it. So, first question for you is, can you take me back to the moment that led you on your journey with digital marketing and the DG community?
Okay, sure. Well, I'm a former college educator, and but then I ended up caring for my elderly mom, and so I left my job, not realizing that I would be leaving a career behind for probably the rest of my working career. So, so I got involved on print on demand online businesses, and I went through a variety of different mentors that were incredibly expensive. And I utilized my retirement savings to fund my various opportunities. And unfortunately, a lot of my mentors, although I believe that they had good intentions, they were selling the dream, and the substance of what I purchased was not really um, successful for me, even though I implemented and everything. So then was I currently have an Etsy shop that I'm contemplating closing because my sales have really just plummeted, and it's now becoming more of a hobby than an actual way to make it a living. But so I was contacted by a gal who has two flower shops, and she's from my hometown, and I didn't know her, but she looked familiar to me, and she recommended um, the DGC community. And so I purchased the digital mastery program, and then I upgraded to the legacy a few months later. But I was really impressed with the fact that you really get what you pay for. And I well, first of all, the gal from whom I purchased had no clue about anything related to the product she just sold me. And so for a number of months, I was just floundering.
Uh-huh.
And she said, well, start with the launch pad. I think that's the $100 version, and just install it. And anyway, I got about 80% through
Mhm.
and hit roadblock after roadblock, never really being aware of how to actually start. And so I ended up paying for the paid for you setup, which really facilitated everything. And then being informed about the actual community and how much support there is and the daily trainings and all of these things, that for probably 7 months I was struggling. And it wasn't anyone's fault, other than the fact that maybe I should have just dug a little deeper, but I was just so fixated on getting the launch pad set up.
Mhm.
And so anyway, then I started attending the trainings, and I followed the how to begin videos, and um, found that, of course, everyone within the community is just so kind and helpful and resourceful. And it makes me kind of regret the amount of time I wasted trying to figure it out on my own.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I answered your
Yeah, no,
question.
you did. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it's like you mentioned earlier, that's one thing I love about that. And I'm glad you didn't waste too much time, right? Granted, 7 months, yes, it could seem like a long time, but I'm glad you figured it out sooner rather than later, right?
Yeah, right.
Because and unfortunately that is part of, when you get communities that are this big, you do get that, you get people that kind of just hop in and then they'll do nothing with it. Right. And then
Right.
right, try to sell it and like but at the same time not doing anything themselves. And that goes across the board for all sorts of
Anything.
aspects of business.
Right.
So it just kind of comes with the territory, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um, so so was there anything else, aside from kind of wanting to, rebuild, maybe those financial structures that you once had that you were really craving at that point, maybe as far as like stability or purpose,
Sure. Oh,
impact
yeah.
like that?
Yeah. Big time because um, I'm also a horse person, and I used to teach private lessons and trained horses on the side as my family was growing up and things like that. But so for me, the whole process of learning is I just absolutely love helping people have that light bulb moment, so to speak. And and my nature is I am a nurturer. So as a result of that, I really want to help people gain financial and time freedom. And so that I'm very motivated to help people. And because that gives me um, a purpose, and I'm a better person as a result of getting out of my own mind and helping others. And I just absolutely love that part.
Yeah, definitely. I agree 100%, right? It makes all the difference in the world when you start looking at it as, you know, who can I help rather than how can I help myself?
Right,
So when you make that little switch, yeah, it definitely, I feel like in my own experience, it just kind of improves everything else around you, right? Makes the days a little better, relationships a little better. It just kind of makes everything better. Um,
right.
so who would you say that you're building this for, really?
Um, well, I would say that it's for my family. I have adult children all over the country. And like this next weekend, my husband and I are driving to Milwaukee to help one of my sons with some home projects, which is not going to be a restful vacation at all, but it's going to be so much fun. And we get to spend quality time with each other.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
even though my kids are all grown and moved away. Most of them are either at least in Milwaukee or Seattle. And so I'm a good 2 hour flight away or a long drive. Let me put
Right.
it that way. So partially it's to leave a legacy for them, but
Mhm.
additionally, it's also to help those folks who are just at the end of their rope and they think they have no plan B. And I want to help them see that there is hope. And like Michelle O'Neill, I would like to be a hope dealer too.
Mhm.
And because I have been one for most of my working career, whether it's teaching someone how to communicate more effectively with their 1,400-pound horse, or it could be a toddler learning how to tie their shoes for the first
Right.
time. So there's the complete gamut of everything in between. And so, yes, there's a financial benefit for me, but really it's more of showing love to other people who
Mhm.
are perhaps in um, a worse state than I am. Not that I want to be judgmental, but
Right. No.
yeah.
Yeah,
So if I
definitely.
can help, yeah,
Yeah, and no, and that's what I love too, right? It's just wanting that for others, right? Because I think, and I tell people this all the time too. It's like when they first get started, it's like you have to like be able to take care of yourself like before you can take care of others, right? Or else it just kind of falls apart. It doesn't really work out. And that then and being in this community kind of helps build that, kind of helps you see how it's done. So what would you say is different about you now compared to before when you had first joined the DG community?
Well, my knowledge base has exploded as far as mindset development. And I've always been a fan of personal development.
Mhm.
And as a Christian woman, it has given me um, additional clarity to my purpose. And oh, there's just so many things that have changed. I've always been a relatively upbeat person,
Mhm.
but I think that despite a lackluster sales record, I so believe in the vision of Michelle and Mike and everybody associated with the team that this is like a once in a lifetime experience. It's hard to find people of that caliber. And so I consider it an honor and a huge blessing that I can implement their strategies to help others. So to me, um, that's really, really amazingly awesome. And normally I don't use amazingly awesome as I describe things, but this is just amazingly awesome.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that term. That's good. I'm gonna start using that as well. Yeah, and no, that's a really good thing about like this community and like the skills that you learn is that even if you don't do anything with it, right? If it's like you go through the whole thing and you don't make any sales, right, or money, or, it's just like the skills that you do learn, like you could take anywhere, right? So it's
Yes.
not just limited to this. It just builds kind of schools that kind of encompass all sorts of trades, right? So it's like it doesn't even have to be in this field. Should it not work out for you, it's like you take them with you, which is a,
Mhm.
a bonus in itself.
Mhm.
So what would you say that you're most proud of accomplishing so far?
I would say that I am proudest about the fact that I've overcome a lot of my mental blocks regarding worthiness,
Mhm.
my scarcity mindset, that no longer structures my thinking throughout my day. I also feel that um, I've overcome so much as far as anxiety regarding um, being on camera. And I think the overall boost in my self concept because I am worthy to be in this program, and I am 100% confident that this program will be the tool for me to gain financial success and to give me more purpose and um, dimension in my life
Mhm.
because I was looking for something. I have four-legged pets
Mhm.
that tend to dominate my life. Two dogs and a cat and a huge horse. But I want something more. And if I can be an instrument to help others get out of their situation, whether they consider it bad or good, if I can solve somebody else's problems, um, then I am more than happy to fulfill that role.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I love that. That's awesome. So you had spoke a little bit earlier about like mindset and how it helps, you build, confidence in your own life and things like that. Um, for you, as far as mindset goes, was there something or even a couple things that kind of helped you, and guide you along through this journey that, I mean, changed you in a big difference, I guess I should say.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I did have an aha moment, and
Hmm.
I was on a call with Michelle, and um, not that I was trying to be in the weeds intentionally, but I was just like, oh my word, it's been so long, and I was waiting for um, sales. And Michelle and I was on the hot seat, which for me to be on a hot seat prior to that time, I would have just, never raised my hand. But I just had to do it because I needed to grow from where I was. I needed to evolve, and I realized that. And so she's like, well, Karen, how much experience did you have with digital marketing? And I said, well, not a whole lot other than Etsy ads on Etsy.
Mhm.
And I mean, I tried Facebook ads way back when and things, but it was always paid ads and I didn't recoup my investment. So it's like, okay. So one failure after another. And then she's like, you're not a failure. You just need to educate yourself about digital marketing. And that light went right on. And it's like,
Mhm.
oh, duh, why have I been beating myself up all this time,
Yeah.
And so that was an instrumental moment. And Michelle remembers it because when I went to the mastermind, oh, yes, I know you. And
Mhm.
it just, and the very fact that Michelle and Mike remember
Mhm.
everybody. It's just wow.
Yeah.
Um, it's mentorship beyond compare. Seriously.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's one thing I absolutely love about them as well, right? Because I've known them for almost 15 years now. So I've seen, like the beginning of things. I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows of the lows, like and everything that they do right is with like you guys in mind.
Yes.
Everything, right? It's just they constantly are give, 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 and are never asking for anything in return as long as I've known them from anybody, right? It's
Yeah.
just like, how can we help as many people as possible, right?
Exactly.
And it's just like I'm so grateful for them and like so grateful that like they are able to like teach you guys and they're the ones at the forefront of these things because you can ask for like two better people to learn from, right? So
Right.
yeah, you guys are
Exactly.
in a really good position here. So let's fast forward a little bit. Let's say, right, you've built out everything that you want to build out, right? Your community, your program, you're making the type of money that you want to make. Everything's falling into place. What does your dream life look like 12 months from now?
12 months. Um, okay, well, I did do my strategic plan, but it would look like no debt whatsoever. It would be to retire my husband. He installs cemetery monuments in the heat of South Carolina weather where it's 97 degrees
Yeah.
and he's working very hard.
Mhm.
He's also an immigrant, and so we've had our fair share of immigration issues and things like that. So I would like to be able to assist him and his family, who they are still down in Mexico,
Mhm.
and his adult children, of course. But and I would like to reestablish my retirement funds at a much higher level than they were because the cost of living is so dramatically higher. Even though I played by all the rules of, you work 40 years and then you get
Mhm.
a nice retirement. Well, yeah, I was sold a bill of goods with that, as are a lot of people,
Right.
So, in any event, the other thing is I would like to breed horses and have my own facility that is staffed with quality people to assist me with that project. And I would also like to give graciously to organizations and charities that I firmly believe in, perhaps even um, starting a rescue for either dogs or horses,
Mhm.
which of course I mean, there's a reason why horses are expensive. You know, they eat like horses, and you know,
Yes.
so um, a year from now, I would like to achieve half of those goals. So, um, and it's totally possible.
Hmm.
And that's what's so incredible about the program because nothing else would even allow me to dream the way that I'm dreaming and formulate my dreams into actual organized goals that are achievable. So I don't know if I kind of went around
No,
answering that
no, yeah,
question.
you did great.
Okay.
That was great. Good answer. I love it. And
Okay.
I know, and like I said, I know you will, just as long as you stay consistent and
Yeah.
you put in the work, it's like anything's possible, really, like you said. So what do you think it mean to not only yourself, but your family, your future, your legacy when you actually pull this off?
Oh, it would be it would be a shock, first of all, because oftentimes the people that love and care for you the most are your biggest naysayers.
Mhm.
And so there's a little bit of, um, I don't know the word, but it's like, I want to prove that I can be successful because oftentimes they told me, Karen, what a harebrained thing you're looking into,
Mhm.
And so it's not revenge, that's too strong, but I would like to be able to prove to my family and loved ones that I actually am successful. And so, but regardless of my success, I'm still valuable as an individual. And with that being said, I think it would change their lives because, again, my family has been plagued with this scarcity mindset.
Mhm.
And so it would free their souls from being in bondage to that. And that's a huge, huge
Right.
um, benefit. And that would really bring me so much joy.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that answer. And it's like you said, it just takes like one person to kind of change the trajectory of like your entire family, right? So it just
Right,
kind of sets them up for generations to come as well. So what
right.
is something, and it could even be one thing or even multiple things that you've learned about yourself through this entire journey?
Oh, oh. Um, I pause because I've just learned so many things, so I'm formulating them in my brain. But I feel more competent. Um, I enjoy, as an educator, I want to know my knowledge base
Mhm.
and I want to know what I'm teaching well. Now, horses are my first love, so that will always be number one. Number two, though, is I'm trying to immerse myself within the DGC trainings and community and everything to the point where I could talk to anybody
Yeah.
and just say, you know what, this could answer one of your problems, And then additionally, it has helped me overcome my innate shyness. And people laugh typically when I say that because you don't seem shy. Well, it's taken a lifetime to get to this point. So the other things, just frankly, being tolerant of a variety of different points of view
Mhm.
that are diametrically opposed to my thought processes about some things, but realizing the commonality of humankind itself and that we all have gifts that we can share with others and perspectives that can enlighten and help other people. So it's really kind of exciting along those lines. Do you want me to keep going? I have a long list.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you could talk about whatever you'd like.
Now, I think the very fact that um, that hope is it springs eternal. And as you're getting older, as I go from one appointment to another,
Mhm.
the fact of the matter is that what keeps me going is the ability to help other people and to show love and concern, even just one person at a time.
Mhm.
But it it accumulates, and so that's my goal. If I can make somebody laugh, or if I can help them have a better day, I'm going to do my best to do that. And if they earn money in the process, I mean, that is a wonderful um, side effect of that. And that's how I feel about my own earnings, because um, I already am the benefactor of so much just in getting to know these wonderful people and gleaning information and sharing my perspective with them as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, ideally, I would start earning, an income where I am able to achieve my goals and dreams within 12 months. But in any event, I'm still a winner. you know, it's
Mhm.
simple because I'm being fed purpose wise as well.
Yeah, no, and I love that. And sometimes that's all it is, right? It's like you said, it's not even to a certain degree, it's not even about the money, right? Anymore. Like it, the money will
Right.
always be there, money will always come, but what does matter, it's like how many lives can I impact? Who can I help today? How can I enact
Yeah.
change within someone else, right? Those things, right, will always be more important than money. Um,
Right.
so what advice would you give to someone who is maybe in the same position as you or on the fence or maybe even scared to start with something like this?
Like the mastermind or DGC in general.
Yeah, just the whole thing in general.
Oh, well, I am not a gambler, but I'm a believer in nothing ventured, nothing gained. I mean, how's it working for you sitting on a couch and sprouting roots? Why not get out there and start doing something that helps you grow as a person? I'm a total advocate of lifelong learning.
Mhm.
And because of that, if you don't use it, you lose it. So why not try something new? Get out of your comfort zone and see how it changes you as a person and how it can impact others for the better. It's it's my whole worldview. It's like, what do you mean you're just sitting around and watching TV? Don't you want to grow as a person? Life is short. Make the most of the time that you have on this earth, is my perspective.
Absolutely. No, I love that. And that's great advice as well. So, last question for you, Karen. What do you now know is possible?
Uh, the sky's the limit. You have big goals, you have the means, the tools, the resources, the mentorship
Mhm.
to do whatever you want to do. I am a consistent person to begin with. And so consistency is probably one of my stronger suits. But now that I'm getting out, it's everybody that I meet is maybe not my perfect customer, but if I can help them in some way without it getting all freaky or weird, if you
Mhm.
know what I mean, if I can do that
Uh-huh.
without having creepy people follow me and that kind of thing, I'm going to do it because I want to maximize my time on this earth and also help others in the process. So I don't know. Did I answer your
Yeah,
question?
no, definitely 100%. That was great. That was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
No, well, yeah. See, well, that is all the questions I have for you. It wasn't so bad, right?
Oh, it's great. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you did great. Right. Karen, you're gonna do amazing. You're a natural. So like I said, if your strong suit is being consistent, right? Just take that into this and you're gonna do just fine. I have no doubt.
Thank you, Alex.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Karen, for hopping on the call with me. I greatly appreciate it. And
Me too.
I hope to talk soon again.
Thank you, Alex. This was fantastic. It
Awesome.
was fun.
Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.